Again?
Yep.
All right, we'd like to welcome everybody back. We have returned from executive session.
So moved.
Yes.
Second. Wait, who first?
Me.
I have a motion by Sean Shook, seconded by Carol Cato, to return from executive session at 9:24. Ms. Boyer?
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Yes.
Dr. Walter?
Yes.
Ms. Cato? Yes. Mr. Hook-Rattle?
Yes. We've returned from executive session. 4 is discussion and approval of the minutes. We've got the board minutes from May 9th, 2022. Quite a few pages there.
Page 15.
Gets us to page 15. Were there any adjustments that anyone saw that were needed? If not, do I have a motion to approve the minutes for May 9th?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Sean Shook, seconded by Bill Moore, to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting as printed. Ms. Boyer?
Mr. Hook-Rattle?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Yes.
Dr. Walter?
Yes.
Ms. Cato? Yes.
All right, Ms. Boyer, we'll go over the monthly financials.
We got the Ohio Auditor of State Award again this year. You have our monthly financial report. And on page 4, overall, our revenue compared to last year at the same time is up $462,777. And then, page 6, our salaries and benefits are up over last year, which we expect. And because we gave raises and we hired a few extra positions, and that affected the general fund. The purchase services and other expenditures being down helped us also. And then on page 8 is our interest, and it's gone up.
Whoa.
Finally. Last month we received $560.12, so it's 5 times the amount. The interest rate went from 0.02 in April to 0.19% in May. That was a surprise. And then page 9, we're at 91% of the year, and we're right about at 100% for everything. And you have our reconciliation. And then you have our bills that we paid. And on page number 3, it's reference number 23599 down towards the bottom. Check 98441 to Claypool Electric. And that was for $22,800, and that was to relocate the electric for the track, and that came from the general fund. And then on page number 5, down towards the bottom, reference number 23669, and it's check 98491 to Bank of New York Mellon for $37,131.25, and that was the interest on our 2016 bond issue, and that came from the bond retirement fund. Right. On page 7, up towards the top, reference number 23641, check 98526 to G&M Construction for $169,087.95. That was our second payment on the track, and $67,635.18 came from the general fund, and $101,452.77 came from the ESSER 3 grant. And that's what I have with the bills. Then you have the appropriations for the 018, 200s, and 300s, and our donations. $8.30 came from box tops for education and middle school library. $150 came from Sherry Looney and the Loon Crew to athletics. We got Nightcrawler Gardens donated 94 herb plants to the elementary. $150 from High School Student Council to Knowledge Bowl. $50 from Marshall and Phyllis Johnson to FFA. $200 from Andrew Eddy to FFA, $41.59. Kroger Rewards to Ohio Model UN High School, $46.96. Kroger Rewards to high school principal, and $1,000 from the Taylor family to the high school vocal. And that's what I have.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the monthly financials? Motion by John Walter, second by Carol Cato, to approve the monthly financial statements as printed above. Ms. Boyer?
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Yes.
Dr. Walter?
Yes.
Ms. Cato?
Yes.
Mr. Hook-Rattle?
Yes. New business financial, the permanent appropriations adjustment for the fiscal year of 2022. And then we've got B, which is the appropriations adjustment for fiscal year 2023. Anything there, April, that we need to be made aware of?
No, the first one is just some minor appropriation adjustments. The second one isn't actually adjustments. It is the permanent appropriations for fiscal year
Okay.
2023.
So it's not adjustments, we can.
Correct.
Okay. C is approve in lieu of transportation costs for the 2021-2022 school year. You'll see there, it's for, the parent name is Jessica Cart, school of attendance is New Story School, that grade is K, and that's effective May 20th of 2022. D is service providers. I'm not gonna read down through all of these service providers. There's approximately 10 of them. They are in the agenda here. Unless there's anything specific we need to be made aware of with these service providers. Dr. Johnson, anything to call out there? No? Okay. All right. Do I have a motion to approve new business financials?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Sean Shook, seconded by Bill Moore, to approve items in the new business financial section. Ms. Boyer?
Mr. Shook?
Yes.
Dr. Walter?
Yes.
Ms. Cato?
Yes.
Mr. Hook-Rattle?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
7, new business personnel. We are revising the high school principal contracted days per year. The superintendent recommends revising the contracted days for the high school principal position from 261 days a year to 255 days a year. Any commentary, Dr. Johnson, on the desire to move that?
That keeps it consistent with everybody else.
Okay, thank you. B is employment. So we are in the process of hiring, or the recommendation is to hire Roger Cade as the high school principal, 2 years, 255 days at step 10, effective August 1st. Curtis Ewing as an English teacher at the high school, 1 year, limited BA 150, step 7, effective August 1st. Cara Lee Lahosit, maybe? Okay. What was that? Lahosset, I want to say it right. Cara Lahosset as the intervention specialist at the elementary, 1 year, limited BA 150, step 9, effective August 1st. Amanda Meacham as our assistant principal within the district, 2 years, 214 days at step 0, August 1st, 2022 is the effective date there. Kristen Polonis as an intervention specialist at the elementary, 1 year, limited BA 150, step 5, August 1st. And Chelsea Poole as the English teacher at the high school, 1 year, limited BA, step 7, also August 1st. C is resignations. We've got Lisa Faco as a media specialist at the elementary school, resignation effective August 1st. Christina Grady Watts, principal at the high school, resignation effective July 29th, 2022. Sarah Horton, the English department at the high school, resignation effective August 2nd, 2022. Destiny Kimmerling as a custodian on second shift at the elementary and middle school, effective May 25th, 2022. Samantha Morris as an intervention specialist at the elementary, effective August 1st, 2022. And Morgan Smith, first grade teacher at the elementary, resignation effective August 1st, 2022. D is the certified contract revision. We've got a revision for Carissa Lehman at the high school. The previously approved contract was 4th of a 1 year with her master's. The revised contract is first year of a 2 year with her master's plus 30. Classified contracts for the 2022-2023 school year. This is item E. I'm not going to read through all of those. We've had those as part of our notes. That takes us to, let's see. I do want to speak briefly to 7 in here, which is our administrator contracts. I will read these. Marcus Alford, middle school, high school, assistant principal, step 2. This will be the first year of a 2-year contract. Jennifer Blackstone as our curriculum director, step 7, second year of a 2-year contract. Tim Harris as our elementary school principal, step 10, first year of a 2-year contract. Sarah Hayes as our student services director, step 6, second year of a 2-year. And Tim Turner, our middle school principal, step 11, second year of our 2-year. We've also got our supervisors in item G, which are with non-OPSI contracts. Again, I'll read these. Noah Barker, technology systems admin, first year of a 2-year. Dirk Chris, technology coordinator, step 4, second year of a 2-year. Noah's on step 1. Mary Davis, administrative assistant to the superintendent, step 18, first year of a 2-year. Jan Frederick, food services supervisor, step 25, second year of a 2-year. Angie Landis, payroll, step 5, first year of a 2-year. Adam Leaf, transportation supervisor, step 5, second year of a 2-year. Janet McClaskey, athletic director, step 5, second year of a 2-year. Joe Pearden, building and maintenance supervisor, first year of a 2-year. Lisa Santo, assistant treasurer, first year of a 2-year. And Linda Young as our EMIS coordinator, second year of a 2-year. Extended days. The recommendation is for Roger Cade, our principal at the high school, to have extended time up to 10 days between June 14th and July 29th of 2022. Alexandra Harrison as the librarian, an extended time of 5 days. Is that, I'm assuming, in calendar year? Is that a calendar year or is that a school year? Is that for the school?
School year.
School year 2022, 2023 school year. Amanda Meacham, assistant principal, right? Not vice principal, but assistant principal, up to 10 days between June 14th, July 29th, 2022. And Keith Robinson for the CCP classes at the high school, given extended time of 15 minutes per day. I is a leave of absence. There's the request for Jeff Dupler as a school nurse at the high school for 8 unpaid days leave of absence plus 3 personal days to occur between October 19th and November 2nd, 2022. J is supplementals. I'm not going to read all of those supplementals. Item K is our athletic supplementals, and we are going to break this into 2. There will be, and we will vote on all of these. This is everything up through this point. We'll have 7K1, and those athletic supplementals are for Scott Williamson, cross-country junior high coach, Jason Roach, cross-country varsity head coach, Matt Lawrence, football assistant coach at the junior high, Alex Truitt, football junior high cheer coach, Scott Shaw as our football varsity assistant coach, David Shearer, football varsity assistant coach, Joe Pearden, football varsity assistant coach, Daniel Shirey, football varsity head coach, Miles Haynes, golf head boys coach, Alex Harrison, soccer head boys coach, Mackenzie Huff, volleyball freshman coach, Matthew Bailey, volleyball JV coach, Mike Sage, volleyball varsity assistant coach, Jenny Sage, varsity volleyball varsity head coach, and Miles Haynes in the winter as our wrestling varsity head coach. And that takes us through 7K1. Any questions or commentary on those? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by John Walters, seconded by Carol Cato to approve items. Yeah, we were polling Aaron Riddle. That'll be 7K2, which we will vote on separate. Motion by John Walters, seconded by Carol Cato to approve items through new business K, 7K1. Ms. Boyd?
Dr. Walter?
Yes.
Ms. Cato?
Yes.
Mr. Hookrattle?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Yes.
All right, 7K2 is approval for Aaron Riddle as the basketball varsity head boys coach. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Sean Shook, seconded by John Walter to approve Aaron Riddle as the boys head coach, varsity head coach. Ms. Boyard?
Dr. Walter?
Yes.
Ms. Cato?
Yes.
Mr. Hookrattle?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Abstain.
Mr. Shook?
Yes.
All right, new business, other, field trip. This is for the 8th grade Philadelphia trip. This is Keith Robinson, May 10th through the 12th, 2023, at a cost of $486 per student. Summer camps, the Liberty Union Athletic Department would like to make the request for approval of athletic team camps and opportunities for the 2022-2023 school year. Boys basketball varsity only, Mount Vernon Nazarene, June 15th, that's one day at $150 total, no cost to the players. Boys basketball, JV, and varsity at Mount Vernon Nazarene, June 28th, one day only, $300, $15 will be needed per player. And a boys basketball in the Amanda Clear Creek Summer League, that will be the last 2 weeks of June, and there will be no cost. There's a disposal, which is subject C, that is a pottery wheel. The value is about $1,000, but it is old and broken, and so we are requesting disposal of that. D is records destruction. You'll see there, we've got, I think, 7 items, 7 items there that we would like to be in accordance with the district's records retention schedule, that we are comfortable destroying.
And they're also all from the elementary school.
All from the elementary. And then handbooks, we've got the elementary staff handbook and student handbook, the middle school staff and student handbook, and the high school student handbook. F is student conduct on school buses. We've got, I want to say, I think there's 6 of the required approvals for OSBA in regards to policy administration. So you'll see those. That will take you to L, which is vote to approve new business other. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Motion by Sean Shook, seconded by Carol Cato to approve items in the new business other section. Ms. Boyer?
Ms. Cato?
Yes.
Mr. Hochradel?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Yes.
Dr. Walter?
Yes.
Other matters as may properly come before the board, is there anything?
I would like to have a discussion about some school security issues. I mean, being that that's been in the news, I would like to start to look at some ideas, because I think there's obviously some discussion going on at the state level and even now at the national level. And, I've given this a lot of thought, and time and time again, we've seen schools are viewed as potential soft targets by a lot of these bad actors out there. And I know it might, could be an expensive proposition, but I'd like to look, at least start the ball rolling, get your guys' opinion about maybe looking at having a dedicated officer for each of our schools. Because I think that time and time again, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, Bill, but I think once a lot of these people have active resistance, they do tend to, it gets resolved and hopefully sooner. And so I'd like to really look at, investigating this and see what we can do to protect our kids. Because, we always think, Baltimore, hey, we're safe, but we see that we're not, we're probably not as safe as we think or we hope. But I want to start having these discussions, and I want to start looking at this because, I've looked at the cost of it, and, we're talking about, a huge budget at the state level. Now, you got to whittle that down at our local level, but, doing a little bit of research, average salary I've seen for a peace officer is about $60,000. That's $180,000, a year.
Plus benefits.
Yeah, you have to factor in the benefits there. If you look at the state level, the number of schools we have, and I at the state level, I figured out it'd come to about $30 a person for 8 million. Adults over 18. It comes out to about $30 a person a year. Now, granted, it's hard to, that's distributed statewide, but I really want to look into this, and because I think we get off track. Everybody looks at the guns and they talk about the guns, and we got to do something about the guns, and I think we need to do something about safety first. So I just wanna put that out there, I wanna, I just wanna have some open discussion, and I know it probably gives you heartburn about the cost, but, we spend money when we need to. We needed to upgrade our track. We needed to upgrade our, our softball and baseball field. I think we need to look at upgrading doing everything we can for security. So.
I mean, I'm not opposed to seeing how things could work out in that fashion. I think it's also the most recent House bill, right, that was just recently passed, allowing teachers to have guns or have a concealed carry or whatever it is, right, in their classrooms. I think I think it's all encompassing,
Yeah.
right? So it's not just that piece. It's more or less say, okay, how do these things, or what can we do, or how are we best, secured within our buildings, to make sure that we aren't. There's no guarantee.
Right.
We all know that. There's no guarantee. But I'm not opposed to having dialogue around all of those
And
components.
it sounds like, with the federal level, I think some of this, nothing is finalized, but I've heard that they are looking at some funding for school security. And now, what does that mean? I don't know.
Mhm.
But, I think historically, we've seen when you have rapid response, I think that does tend, like you said, you can't prevent it, but it hopefully can minimize, the casualties and, all just the tragedy. Any comments, any opinion
No,
you
I
have on
mean,
that bill?
It would definitely allow for a direct threat, type situation, where if we have, Mr. Rogers at the high school and there's an incident at the middle school, how long is it gonna take him to get there? Direct threat is the easiest scenario that you can come up with. If you've got an armed officer in the building, he goes right to it and engages the suspect. So that's obviously the best case scenario for our kids and our staff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Maybe Mr. Johnson can get us a quote on what that looks like. Maybe you can talk to the local police department and kind of get an idea and just kind of give us some numbers, just to throw it out here so we can, something to mull over.
Yeah.
Just something else for you to do.
Kind of like as a backdrop, I would like to say though that Texas had a police department in their school district. So, it might be a solution, but unfortunately that example didn't help. So we can look into it and get the costs and that kind of thing, but
Yeah.
they had a police chief and police officers all hired by the school district. But I'll get the numbers.
Okay.
We'll give you a little homework to do,
Yep.
okay? We'll have a test on it.
We'll have a rubric. Is that the right word? Did I say the right word? See, I've been listening. You guys all wonder whether we listen when you guys come up here and talk. We do. All right. Item 10 is an executive session. Any executive sessions being requested at this point in time?
I don't have any.
Okay, excellent. We will move on to 11, which is closing items. The next regular Board of Education meeting will be held July 11th at 7 p.m. in the district office boardroom. B is the vote to adjourn. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Carol Cato, seconded by Bill Moore to adjourn at 9:48.
So is this the July meeting that somebody cooks out here? or-
Not if it's gonna be 98 degrees.
Huh?
Not if it's gonna be 98
Well, how about
degrees.
we cook out front here?
I'll do that.
You will?
Yeah. I start,
Look, I'll take care of it.
I start to burn
So
at
the
90.
agenda apparently is, yeah, it's wrong. It says the meeting will be June.
no, it's up top.
Up top, it says,
That's
okay.
with this meeting. Yeah, I know, you look at that too, it's confusing. You think it's this meeting, but yeah.
Yes, okay.
Or something.
My fault.
Unless it's this outlet again, see.
So we're having hot dogs.
It keeps coming.
If you have any leftover
Are we
steak,
gonna vote?
You know, it's.
all right. Roll
Okay.
call.
Mr. Shook?
yes.
Dr. Walter?
Yes.
Ms. Cato?
Yes.
Mr. Hookrun?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?